In life, there comes a fire. Most see ashes and believe the story is over. Ashes are not the end. They are the birthplace of transformation. The phoenix does not ask permission to rise. It rebuilds itself through pain, through discipline, through purpose. And perhaps the greatest tragedy in life is not falling. It is remaining in the ashes when you still possess the power to rise. This season is for the tested, for the wounded, for those who refused to surrender their soul. Listen carefully. Your fire was not sent to destroy you. It was sent to remake you. Welcome to Season 3 of Your Moment Starts Now. The Phoenix Mindset with Tony Zotti.
Some fires destroy us, others reveal who we truly are. If life has left you standing in the ashes, this message is for you. Welcome to Season 3 of Your Moment Starts Now. I'm truly honored that you would spend a few moments with me. Before we begin, I'd like to share something important with you. Season 3 is not simply a continuation of your previous seasons. This journey goes much deeper into the heart. This season will help us reflect on how we overcome the trials we face daily. My hope is that these conversations will be honest, reflective, and hopefully healing. So before we continue, I would encourage you to truly invest these next few moments into your life. If possible, listen without distractions. Not because this message is perfect, but because sometimes one single thought can begin changing the direction of our lives. The investment will not cost you anything financially, but what it may awaken inside of you could become priceless. The theme for the season is the Phoenix Mindset. As we all know, the Phoenix rises from the ashes renewed and strengthened. And perhaps that is exactly what many of us need right now. Let's begin. I'm certain we all have been through the fire of life at one time or another. Many times we were left with total isolation and distraught about our future. The ashes we observe around us are not encouraging, and many times our mind whispers deep things that are not beneficial. Our lives are filled with turmoil, uncertainties, and despair. Many times we had to ask ourselves the question, how will I survive this? The only thing we can see is a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces and not knowing where to begin. Please understand, I'm not speaking as one who just thinks about these possibilities. I have lived them. Therefore, I am confident that my life experiences will surely show you that you will be able to overcome. I would like to lay a foundation that gave me so much peace and hope that could not be purchased. This lived inside of me, and somehow I had to bring it out, and I wanted to feel those emotions fill my life from the inside out. I want to share with you 9 powerful words that came from the Spirit of Jesus as he found himself praying to God just before going through the terrible experience of the cross. In Mark 14:36, here are his words. Abba, Father, he said, everything is possible for you. Jesus was praying and was speaking with his Father. I had to stop and digest these amazing, endearing words. When I trusted God as my Heavenly Father, I was no longer alone, even if everyone deserted me. When everyone gave up on me, my Father never did. Let's look at the word Abba. This is like saying Dad or Daddy. It doesn't get more personal than this. Please understand, there are many religions in this world. In my own life, nothing filled the emptiness in my heart the way this relationship with Abba Father did. This is what made me strong in the times of fiery trials I had to face in my life. I knew, deep in my heart, Abba was walking with me. He was near me, and as a matter of fact, in me. My outlook on life dramatically changed. Yes, I was in the fire, but it didn't burn me. Think of it like this. My Abba held me up in his mighty strong arms and covered me with his unconditional love. When you know this kind of love, you will never be the same. Not only did Jesus understand and live this love, he also said, everything is possible for you. With these words and the love of God flowing in my life, I needed to experience His fatherly love firsthand and know what was His will for my life. Let's talk about the fire you are in right now. I will share with you why we must not fear the fire. I'm praying that you will receive this just as I did, so you will be equipped and ready when the fire comes. The reality is, not if it will come, but when it does. Fire has many functions. Fire burns and destroys everything in its path. Fire gives light and also warms us up. Fire, in this case of the message, will have the following effects. It will refine and burn up impurities. It will energize. It will help us grow. It will open our eyes to whom we are meant to be. Let's look at each of these and see how it can help us in our lives daily. Please remember one truth we must carry all along in our lives. Positive changes will not happen overnight. It will require small steps with discipline and courage. Allow yourself to see those small changes you have accomplished and be thankful when you see them. Number one, it will refine. When we talk about refinement, it's not an easy task, yet it is possible if you have the patience to see it through. I can recall in my own life how difficult this was. I remember when I thought I was ready to lead my coworkers with a project that needed to be executed flawlessly. I felt so sure, with much anticipation. But here's the reality. What I thought and what the reality was were two different things. Please understand this very carefully. When we work with people, our leaders observe us, and often we think they don't see who we really are. This is when our pride will hit. My employer, in private, let me know that the project was going to be led by someone else. I was crushed and discouraged. I wanted to lash out and let him know exactly what I was thinking. Right at that moment, my Abba reminded me of something so deep. I felt in my spirit a sense of direction only a Heavenly Father was able to give. Here's what I felt. If you do it now, you will fail. If you wait and gain more experience, other opportunities will come. With that in mind, I let my employer know that he made the right decision. My pride needed to die if I ever wanted to see better days. My friends, this is what I mean by fire that refines us. We need to allow time to refine us in a way that will become obvious to those that we interact daily. What will the fire refine? Temptations? Jealousy? Pride? Speaking hurtful words? When you feel the fire wanting to refine you, don't be in a hurry. Don't despair. Just allow the process to lead you to higher grounds. Number two, it will energize. When we resist to the fear of the fire, there will be many surprising things that will start happening in our lives. First, let me remind you of the phoenix for a moment. Out of the ashes, he rose and became focused and was able to live as a conqueror. Let me give you some more energy to the statement, and again reminding you of what Abba promised us. In Isaiah 61:3, it says, "To bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of the spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord, for the display of His splendor." How comforting it is to know we are not abandoned in the middle of ruin. When we have such a guarantee from our Heavenly Father that He always stands by His word. Please listen to what He was telling His people and us that are listening. Ashes, broken identity. A crown, identity restored. Mourning, internal struggle. Oil of joy, renewal. Spirit of despair, loss of strength. Garment of praise, reclaiming authority. Oaks of righteousness, stability and legacy. Take a breath. Let this settle in your heart, your soul, and spirit. Understand one single thing. This will only happen if you decide to trust Abba. In a world where we are disappointed repeatedly, we need to have the assurance that our Father will never disappoint us. After knowing my Abba for over 46 years, I have trusted Him. I can say with all my heart, with all certainty, He has never disappointed me. I have disappointed Him many times, but as a father, The love I have for my children will never cause me to look away. Instead, I always have open arms for them, filled with the same unconditional love. This is what you will experience once you take that step. This is the energy that will drive us to achieve. Number 3, it will help us grow. Once we come out of the ashes, the only road we have in front of us is growth. You might ask, how much growth do I need in my life? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I live by the standard. I will learn till I die. The man that thinks he knows everything doesn't know anything. The kind of person who cherishes growth is the person that is never tired of learning. I don't learn to achieve supreme intelligence so I can show the world how smart I am. I learn so I can share the knowledge with others. This is my mission. This is the focus we should have. The more we give and share, the more people will benefit and turn their lives around. Number 4, it will open our eyes to whom we are meant to be. On this last important point, I want to continue to show you the amazing love of Abba. Here is an everlasting promise he makes. In Jeremiah 29:11, it says these words, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Once you fall in the loving arms of Abba, you won't have to be confused of what you are meant to be. He will for sure let you know, and you will have his everlasting peace and assurance in your heart. You will not need anyone's approval. You will walk standing tall and filled with confidence. Above all, not looking down at anyone, but lifting them up, so they too can experience the same love and liberty. Now here's the balance. Let's pause for a moment. I want to bring you back to something I shared earlier. I had my share of obstacles while I lived in the ashes of my life. Many times, I had to ask myself this question: how will I survive? The only thing I could see was a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces and not knowing where to begin. My friends, let the hand of our Father lead you to build that puzzle, and once you finish it, I can guarantee it will be a masterpiece. Thank you for listening, and thank you for spending these moments with me. My hope is that something shared today reminded you that even in the fire, you are not abandoned. Take time to reflect on these thoughts. And when you're ready, I invite you to join me for episode 2, The Silent Killer. Until then, I'm Tony Zotti. Take care of your heart.